Well, humanitarian needs are growing around the world, and a new report is highlighting the response. The 2025 Caring for Those in Need report shows more than $1.5 billion in humanitarian aid provided over the past year, supporting food, clean water, health care, and disaster relief. Joining us now is Blaine Maxfield, Managing Director of Welfare and Self-Reliance Services, and he's going to share more about these efforts and how we can get involved. Hi, Blaine. It's good to have you here.
Thank you, Cheryl. I'm glad to be with you.
So can you share some of your insights from this report? What does support look like on the ground?
Yes, as you mentioned, the report highlights $1.5 billion in humanitarian aid provided last year. There were more than 3,500 humanitarian projects that took place in 196 countries and territories around the world. One of the great highlights is more than 7.4 million volunteer hours that took place. So what does this look like on the ground? It looks like food that's being provided to a family facing hunger, or mothers and newborns receiving health care. Last year alone, more than 20 million women and children received vitamins, and more than 200,000 women were screened during their pregnancies. Emergency response and disaster relief that really helps people wherever they are all over the world.
Yeah, we take for granted the care that mothers and newborns get because it starts from day one. And we forget about the fact that there are some countries where that's not the case.
That's right. Some of our efforts last year have really impacted, for example, Sierra Leone. When we started with our organizations that we were working on with this, many of the clinics didn't have the prenatal vitamins that were so much needed. And now almost every clinic in Sierra Leone has the prenatal vitamins that are so needed.
So can you tell us about some of the work that's happening here in the U.S.?
Here in the United States, last year, we distributed more than 37 million pounds of food to various food banks all over the United States. That really million meals. Also, last year, particular for disaster relief, we were able to mobilize quickly and coordinate with community resources. Often we will gather our church networks in our meeting houses and then go out and help people that are experiencing a disaster situation. We want to be able to get them aid and need as quickly as possibly we can. That can include cleaning out a basement or helping fallen trees or getting water and food to them, finding them places to stay, while their home is being cared for.
So I think it's important to teach them self-reliance to help build stability.
We love that. We love to connect our humanitarian projects all over the world with self-reliance. We'll often be able to teach skills or teach experiences that will help them to find better jobs, better provide for their families. When we do that, we see a lift in confidence, a lift in their dignity, and it has a ripple effect on their families and on their children, and they tend to want to look outside of themselves and help in their communities even more.
Sure. So for those of us who want to help, how can we get involved and volunteer in our own communities?
This is our favorite question we get, and often we say, hey, I've got all these great intentions, how do I put them into action? We'd invite you to go out to a free nationwide platform, justserve.org. You can find there more than 3,000 volunteer projects every month. So when you go to justserve.org, you simply type in your zip code and choose a project that best fits your schedule, and often those are just very, very close to where you are.
Okay. So how do collaborations with organizations around the world help expand your impact?
Of many groups that are looking to help others, and so we realize that when we combine together with other organizations, we can accelerate the work. We work with groups such as UNICEF and Save the Children. We have a long-standing relationship with the World Food Program, CARE, American Red Cross, and others. We want to ensure that our resources are properly and credibly distributed and that the aid is effective and sustainable. And each of those groups take those things that they're best at, and as we combine them together, it tends to stretch the work more and more.
So how does, or what inspires you to do this work?
As I go all over the world, I am so amazed at watching people that receive aid and also watching those that are rendering the aid. And you never know when you're going to be in one place or the other to need the aid or to look outside of yourself and help others. What inspires me most in the work is our belief to love our neighbor and to care for them. And as we do so, we can provide impactful service and connect ourselves to others, creating new friends and relationships.
So where can our viewers go to get more information or to get involved?
If you want to get involved, we'd encourage you again to go out to justserve.org, and there you can put in your zip code and find a project and go to work.
Okay. Well, Blaine, it was a real pleasure visiting with you today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.